Okay, testing audio, testing movement. Hopefully the stream should be working this time. Okay, let's try now then. The audio now. Okay, great. Hello everyone. Sorry about all that. This is Gunna Mason. I'm here with my streaming of Eve New Generation. Last time we left off, Kojiro split up with Marina and Mikhail and went back to his detective agency to get a few things. When he got there, he found that just as all had predicted, Noi was indeed there. And so he after talking to her, he took her to the park because he's trying to avoid the cops after what happened back at the hotel now, and questioned her about her disappearance earlier that day in the hospital, giving her his theory about how she managed to vanish practically without any superpowers whatsoever. But Noi continues to insist that that's not true, and he doesn't remember anything about will just randomly come to in a different place later on. So, and after this, Kojo thinks he finally figures out the reason behind the truth behind the teleportation in a reasonable, practical manner, but does not tell the player. And so he and Noise have a little chat that night. And then by the morning, the blackout is still going on. It's actually having an effect on people because it's the middle of summer, so the heat's getting to people. But Kojiro and Noi crash at Saburoku's place since she's off the grid and has her own power for AC and all that. Afterwards, Kojiro decides that he needs to go to Labeu in order to talk to Effie since everything connects back to her. And left Noi and Naigoro with Saburoku. And that's pretty much it. So with that said, let's get back to it. This might be a longer episode than usual, because I don't really know when's a good stopping point here, but we'll see. Alright, with that said, let's begin. I stand from the gate and look around. There's nothing particularly unusual out of the ordinary. It all looks exactly the same as the last time I came here. But just as I think that... Hold on. Something's different. Something's changing. It's not what I see. It's this atmosphere I can't put into words. Like, the smell. The presence. It's right. The presence of a human. Almost like someone's watching me. I immediately turn around. Someone crosses by in my line of sight. They're hiding behind a telephone pole. Yes, that is right. That is the... Look, wow, I guess the player is just... They just bluntly throw us in here, the player. They just didn't want to bottle subtlety anymore. I slowly approached that telephone pole. What the hell are you doing here, Noi? Imitating a cicada. This isn't a time for jokes. Why did you come here? I followed you. Yeah, I get that. I'm asking you why. I want to give this back to you. Noi holds out a cell phone. It's my cell phone. The one I threw into the garbage back at the park. I don't need that anymore. I can't use it anyway with this blackout. What about after the blackout is fixed? I'll just use landlines, that's all. I never liked cell phones to begin with. So this is a good opportunity to get rid of it, I decided. Then can I have it? Sure. But get back to the park right now. Noi puts the cell phone in her pocket. She turns around and starts walking. That's oddly obedient of her. Kind of fishy, honestly. I frankly call out to her. Wait. Noi immediately stops as if you're waiting for me to say that. Are you really planning on going back now? Noi cocks her head as she gives me a nod. So, which is it? Noi's looking at the shadow at her feet. You were lying about coming here to give me my cell phone, weren't you? Yep. Noi quietly nods. Truth be told, I wanted to confirm something. With my own eyes. That something is what's happening right now. I asked you last night, right? No, sorry, you asked me last night, right? About Effie, about Alt, about Okuma, and about Bra. You think I'm connected to all that? Isn't that right? And right now, you're looking into that. But I don't know anything. All sorts of things are happening behind my back. It just doesn't make any sense. So, I think there's a really wise. I think about the benefit of either letting Noi go or stay. If anything, it would be more dangerous for her to go back, wouldn't it? She might get caught by Okuma's underlings. And I have no idea when that phenomenon that closely resembles teleporting will happen. It'd be no exaggeration to say it'd be better to keep Noi where I can see her right now. Besides, my current goal is to uncover what Bra truly is. But at the same time, I have to get Noi's memories back. So even if I keep Noi holed up in a safe place right now, it probably won't change the situation one bit. This is a kind of shock therapy, if you will. Perhaps Noi will remember something when she comes into contact with Effie. Same should go for Effie. Bring Noi along with me is the best way to get her to open her. Is the best way to get her to open up to me. I find it hard to believe that any of Okuma's underlings would happen to be here, and Okuma and his underlings would be here at La Bayou. The only one here should be Effie. No, and Tsuyuzaki too. So at this point in time, I take a little bit of a risk. Alright, fine, come with me. Well, on one condition.
条件
What condition? It's simple. Do not say a single word unless I give you permission. Just stick with me. That's all. Got it? Yeah. I take Noi past me as I go through the gate and climb up the stone stairs. A deep forest surrounds us. The sound of cicadas all over the place seeps into my damp skin. Noi and I pass through the arch and go into the courtyard. There are children playing on the lawn. There's about 14 or 15, no, maybe more. There's a girl climbing up the slide. A boy who's swinging on the swing with stomach first. There's also some sort of person standing atop the jungle gym like some sort of Power Ranger. While there's also kids playing with action figures in the sandbox. There's a group of 5 or 6 kids that pass in front of them. Picking up parts of grass along with them. Their high-pitched cheers echo and reverberate around the walls surrounding us. Their voices almost seem to purify the very land around us. Perhaps that's why everything around here looks so lively and bright.
子供ってのんきだね。
Kids sure are carefree, huh?
停電のことなんて誰も気にしてないみたい。
It's like none of them care about the blackout. More like ignorant than carefree, if you ask me. Ignorance is a child's greatest weapon, though.
無知が武器
Ignorance is a weapon?
じゃあ知識は何のためにあるの？
What's knowledge even for? For defense. But not for defending yourselves, but others. We wouldn't even need knowledge if people could live on their own. All you need is the minimum amount of common sense, then.
どうしてそうやって小難しいことばっかり言うのかな？
Why is everything you talk about always so confusing? See? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's a good example of knowledge being used as a defense. By the way, Noi, how about it? Does seeing any of this ring any bells to you?
私、ここに来たことあるの？
Have I been here before? You should have been here. Noi takes a look around and cranes her head.
こんな場所知らない。
I don't know this place.
何も思い出せないよ。
I can't remember anything. I see. I take Noi with me into the building. The headmaster's room should be right next to the reception room, if I remember right. I find it quickly. I stand from the door and knock.
どなた？
Who is it? Effie's voice comes in from inside. I turn toward the door and answer. It's Kojiro Amagi.
天城さん？
Can I come in?
あ、ちょっと待ってください。
Hold on a second, please.
応接室の方に回っていただけますか？
Can we take this to the reception room?
すぐに伺います。
I'll be right there. Noi and I look at each other. We give each other a little nod and head to the reception room. Was that person who spoke just now Effie? Yeah.
私のお母さんか。
So she's my mom, huh? We still don't know that for sure yet. I told you that the possibility's pretty low, right? So don't get your hopes up. Effie still isn't here. The room is the same as it was yesterday. Everything's been left exactly as it is, including the comfy looking sofas, decorations, and the lavender on the table. However, those 3 dogs are absent. Noi's face is stiff. She must be starting to get nervous now she's finally here. The reception room and the headmaster's room are connected by a single door. Noi stares at that door as if she's trying to look through it. I lean against the wall and cross my arms. A few minutes of waiting later, the door quietly opens. Effie shows up carrying a round tray in her hands. There are 2 glasses on the tray. Hold on a second. Okay, back. There's a dark brown liquid poured into the glasses. Probably barley tea or something. But I can't check that anymore. The reason why is because at this very second, the glasses fall straight to the ground. Same goes for the tray. They slip right out of Effie's hands and slowly approach the floor. The glasses break. The tea scatters everywhere. The round tray spins around until it eventually runs out of momentum and comes to a halt. Glass shards are currently in a sea of brown liquid. I stay back and watch the two of them closely. Time has stopped. Effie gasps, standing still. Noi's face is growing pale. Is she alright? Noi's eyes are blank and unfocused. Her cheeks are stiff, perhaps, or tensing up, perhaps due to nervousness. Brown liquid has stained her lips. No one says a word. Doesn't feel like the kind of atmosphere where anyone can speak. In fact, doesn't feel like the kind of atmosphere where anyone can budge an inch. The tense, the tense thread between the two of them feels like it's going to be ripped apart any second. A string that must never, a delicate string that must never be touched. A domain that must not be trudged into. I just quietly stand there and watch over it. All while forgetting to even breathe.
探したのよ。
I was looking for you.
どこに行ってたの？
Where did you go? It's a gentle voice. Noi's hair sways slightly.
さあ、いらっしゃい。
Come on over now.
おいで。
It's okay. Effie spreads her arms. Noi doesn't move. No, perhaps she intended to move. I don't miss how she budges. How she budges ever so slightly. However, she doesn't go through. She's frozen as if she's been stuck in place by pins. It seems Effie's realized that too. She slowly walks over to Noi. The closer she gets to Noi, the more her eyes well with tears. Effie purses her lips as if she's trying to hold them back. A small yet passionate voice seeps out of her.
おかえり。
Welcome home. She gently embraces Noi with those words. Noi is standing completely frozen like a glass ornament. Neither her fingers nor her feet twitch. The light shining in from the white light shining from the windows, vaguely shines against her back. She looks transient, almost as if she could vanish at any second. Effie gently hugs Noi, as if to keep her existence tied there. She gently strokes Noi's hair. She buries her nose into that hair. A single teardrop trails down her cheeks and falls to the floor. It shines brilliantly in the light pouring in from the large window. It's almost blinding, the light. I squint and listen closely. I can hear children laughing in the distance. The rustling of the trees tells that a breeze has come. I don't want to think about anything right now. I can save all that kind of stuff for later. Time just slowly passes by. I give myself into that slow flow of time and wipe away all thoughts and feelings. No, I try to. However, the sound I hear right after that brings me back to reality.
どうしたの？大丈夫？しっかりして。
What's wrong? Are you alright? Pull yourself together! I turn around and see that Noi has collapsed. Effie's holding Noi in her arms. Noi's completely limp. Noi! Hey, what's wrong, Noi? I frankly run over to Noi.
ごめん。
I'm sorry.
大丈夫だから。心配しないで。
I'm okay. No need to worry about me.
多分軽い貧血。
Probably just a little anemia, that's all. Noi staggers to her feet. But she's still barely standing.
医務室へ行きましょう。
Let's get you to the infirmary.
歩ける？
Can you walk?
大丈夫だってば。
I said I'm okay.
医務室なんか行かなくても。
You don't have to take me to the infirmary.
ダメよ。しばらく安静にしてなきゃ。
That won't do. You have to rest for a while.
天城さん、手を貸してもらえますか？
Could you give me a hand, Amagi? Mr. Amagi? Sure. Where you need my waist, or my knees, shoulder, anything. Come on, Noi, let's go. Wrap my arms are... Hold on a second. Wrap my arms around Noi's knees and help carry her. I'm carrying her in the so-called bridal style. So where's the infirmary?
向こうです。案内します。
Over there. I'll show you the way. Noi's face growing pale. While her face is pale, she's smiling slightly for some reason. So, it's a peaceful smile. Damn it. Don't worry me like that. I carry Noi all the way over to the infirmary. Noi is currently resting in the infirmary. I wait until Noi falls asleep and before going out with Effie. Effie didn't want to leave Noi, but I forced her out. After all, there are things I need to ask her. Now. Why did you lie?
嘘？
Lie? You told me yesterday you didn't know any girl named Noi.
どこの誰かもわからない人に本当のことを言えるわけがないでしょ。
How could I have told the truth to a complete stranger? Hey, I already introduced myself, didn't I? I told you my job and my name, too.
それだけでは不十分です。
That's not enough. And what would make it enough? No, wait, hold on, sorry. I misread that. Give me a second. Not enough for what? Is there some reason to be bad if your relationship with Noi came out? Hey, Effie, just what are you planning?
企む？
Planning? Look, let's just both stop playing dumb, okay? I know who you really are. Okuma told me about you. I don't want to waste any more time talking than I have to, so answer me honestly. What is Bra trying to do? No helping it, huh? Fine. I'll go around about asking this one piece at a time. You're the chairwoman of the MPO Bra, correct?
Eh.
Yes. Okuma and Mayumi Tsuyuzaki are your subordinates. Do I have that right? Effie nods a little. Where's Tsuyuzaki right now?
調理場にいると思います。昼食の準備を。
In the kitchen, I think. She should be making lunch right about now. And Okuma?
さあ、それはわかりません。
I wouldn't know.
停電とはいえ平日ですから、日銀の方に出勤しているのではないでしょうか。
There was a blackout going on, still a weekday. So maybe he went to work at the Bank of Japan? Speaking of the Bank of Japan, it seems that 30 million yen in cash went missing from there. Got any clues about that? Hold on a sec. Sorry. I think the culprits behind the attack stole the money. There were 19 culprits in total, the 4 attackers, and the 15 kids who were hostage.
何の話をしてるんですか?
What are you talking about? I told you that I didn't want to waste any more time talking than I have to. I'm saying that you were the ringleader behind that attack. The 19 kids are members of an organization called Hive. The symbol of Hive is a bee, a honeybee. It's the same as La Bayou, right?
ミツバチをシンボルにしている団体なんて他にいくつもあると思いますが。
I'm sure there must be a number of organizations that use a honeybee as a symbol. True, that's right. True, you're right about that. Having a bee as a symbol might not be much of a basis to go off of. But that's not all I've got that links you. There are 2 more lines that connect you to the Bank of Japan attack. The first is the existence of Okuma. He's a top brass member of BRA at the same time as he is the chief of the Bank of Japan's information system section. Well, that part doesn't really matter. That's still not enough evidence. Not enough of a basis. I don't think you'll be able to talk your way out of the last one. It's Alt. Alt is your relative and one of the criminals behind the attack. She's also Noi's twin sister.
多分言っても信じてもらえないと思うけど。
I don't think you'll believe me when I tell you this.
気がついたら時間が3時間ぐらい飛んでたの。
But when I came to, 3 hours had passed by in the blink of an eye. Tell me. What's the connection between you, Alt, and Noi?
さっきご覧になったでしょ、応接室で。
You saw what happened in the reception room earlier, didn't you?
私にとって二人はとても大切な存在です。
Those two are very important to me. Stop being vague. Are those two your sisters? Your cousins? Or
娘ですよ。
they're my daughters? But your age, it's...
26です。
I'm 26.
アルトとノイは15歳。
Alt and Noi are 15. So in other words, they're not your blood... So in other words, they're not your blood-related daughters, right?
いいえ、血のつながった本当の娘です。
No, they are my real daughters, blood and all.
私の遺伝子は二人の中に受け継がれています。
The two of them inherited my genes. I shake my head in exasperation. Sheesh, what the hell is this woman even talking about? Exasperated, I casually look towards the kids. Though it's hot as hell, the kids are playing as cheerfully as ever. If anything, they seem even more energetic than they were before. There's also some dogs in the mix now, those 3 beagles. The children and the dogs are chasing each other in a circle. Oh. It's just then at that moment, one of the boys falls. Pretty hard, too. He lies flat on the ground. And the force knocks both his legs into the air. Hold on a sec. It almost looks like a fish with its tail caught up. However, under him is just grass, so he's not hurt, it seems. He gets back up as if nothing happened, looking around with a blank expression on his face. Immediately after that, something strange happens. The girl next to him starts crying in a loud voice. Maybe the boy accidentally hit her when he fell? No, it didn't look that way to me at all. It didn't seem like she got hit at all. And yet the girl is crying. Even though she's not the one who fell. All she did was watch the boy fall.
気になりますか？いつものことなんですよ。
Curious, are we? That always happens. I look back to Effie and speak. Let's not mind the kids, right? I'm sorry, I'm not bothered by the kids. I'm just bothered by you. Why were you looking for Noi?
おかしなことを聞きますね。
That's an odd question.
私はノイの母親です。当然でしょ。
I'm Noi's mother. Isn't that only natural? Is that really all there is to it?
え？
Yes. All you were doing was looking for her, you sure as hell turned into one big mess. You're the one who gave Okuma's orders, weren't you?
何の話でしょうか。
What are you talking about? Oh boy. Did you send a missing persons report about Noi to the police?
いいえ、
No. Why not?
それは
Well, hey Effie, you're seriously worried about Noi, right?
当たり前じゃないですか。
Of course I was. It didn't look that way to me at all, though. You didn't seem the least bit worried yesterday or the day before. If you really are her mother, then you should have been freaking out. Whoops, whoa. Oh, okay. Sorry. I know what causes the distortion this time. Should be fine in a second. And, yeah, no, the teleportation explanation was deliberately, hidden from us. Kojiro's sneaky that way. He doesn't share all his thoughts with the player.
わかりました。お話ししましょう。
Alright, I'll talk.
ノイを心配していたのは事実です。
It's true that I was worried about Noi.
けれど、居場所と様子はある程度知っていたので、さほどうろたえる必要はありませんでした。
However, I had a vague idea of where she was and how she was doing. So there was no need to panic. You knew where she was?
ええ、アルトから聞いていたので。
Yes, Alt told me. Alt, huh?
こんなことを言って信じていただけるかどうかわからないのですが、
I don't know if you'll believe me when I tell you this, but
実はあの子たち、テレパシーのようなものができるのです。
the truth is that those two can use something like telepathy. I heave a very, very annoyed sigh.
ですから、ノイが記憶喪失になっているということも知っていました。
That's how I knew that Noi had amnesia.
他のことも大体は。
I also have a general picture of the other stuff about her too. I swear, each and every last of you. Why are all you telling such obvious bullshit lies?
嘘ではありません。
They're not lies. No, that's 100% bullshit and you know it. It's only vague, but I've realized the relationship between Noi and Alt. But I still don't have proof of it yet, so I can't say for sure. If my guess is right, then that also explains why Effie wasn't worried about Noi. And also explains the telepathy, too.
やっぱり信じていただけないようですね。
I knew it, so you really don't believe me. I raised an eyebrow. Sorry, I run my head over my forehead. Hold on one sec. I look down on Effie with a pitying look. Oops, sorry.
冷戦時代の話です。旧ソ連軍の研究者がこんな実験をしました。
Alright, sorry. Yeah. Oh, never mind. This was right. Back during the Cold War, there was a Soviet scientist who performed the following experiment.
まず原子力潜水艦の中に生後間もない子ウサギを何匹か乗せます。
Hold on a second. First, he put several newborn rabbits into a nuclear submarine.
そして潜水艦を海の底へと沈め、子ウサギを一匹ずつ殺していく。
Then they lowered the sub to the bottom of the sea and killed the bunnies off one by one.
一方、地上にある実験室にはその子ウサギの母親がいます。
Meanwhile, the bunny's mother was in a lab on the surface.
この状態で母ウサギの脳波を観測したところ、実に興味深い結果が得られました。
The mother rabbit's brainwaves were analyzed as this was happening, and a very interesting result was discovered.
ある特定の時刻に脳波が異常な振り幅を示したのです。
It was at certain times her brainwaves fluctuated unnaturally.
その時刻は潜水艦の中で子ウサギが殺された時刻とぴったり一致したそうです。
It seems those times lined up perfectly with when her children were killed on the sub.
殺された時刻は不規則で、地上にいた研究者にも知らされてはいませんでした。
Times they were killed was different, and the researchers on the service were not informed of their deaths. I see. And were they able to replicate that experiment?
再現性?
What do you mean by that? I'm asking if someone was able to get the same result by repeating it over and over again. Well, I doubt they were able to replicate it. If so, then high school girls would be carrying around bunnies instead of cell phones now. They'd be giving mother rabbits their boyfriends for Valentine's Day. And every time they said I love you, they'd kill one baby bunny, strangling it to death. Hold on a second. Oops. Sorry, after all, converting messages into binary numbers is not impossible. There were several other scientific experiments conducted.
有名なのはアメリカで行われた犬と飼い主の実験です。
The most famous one was between a dog and its master in the USA.
まず一匹の犬を完全に隔離された防音室に入れます。
First, the dog was separated from its owner in a completely soundproof room.
犬には心電図を計測する装置が取り付けられています。
The dog was fitted with a device that measured its electrocardiograms.
その防音室から少し離れた場所に飼い主がいます。
The dog's master was in a place a short distance away from the soundproof room.
飼い主にはこれが実験であるということは伝えられていません。
The owner was not informed that this was an experiment.
この状態で見知らぬ他人が飼い主に対して罵詈雑言を浴びせます。
In the meantime, a stranger cursed and yelled at the owner.
するとどうでしょう。
What do you think happened next?
飼い主が罵られたまさにその時、犬の心拍数は著しく増加したのです。
The dog's heart rate shot up right exactly when its owner was yelled at. A scientific experiment, huh? I don't even feel like arguing at this point. So I just pick earwax out of my ears.
テレパシーができる可能性は親密な関係にあればあるほど高まります。
The closer relationship two beings have, the higher the chance they can use telepathy.
長年生活を共にしているとか、遺伝的に近い関係にあるとか。
Like people they've known for a very long period of time, or people they're genetically close to.
DNA の配列が全く同じであればなおさらです。
Especially if their DNA arrangement is completely the same.
そして言うまでもなく、ノイとアルトは双子。
And it goes without saying that Noi and Alt are twins. And that's why they can use telepathy, you say?
厳密に言えばテレパシーのようなものなんですけどね。
Yes, though strictly speaking, it's more like something similar to telepathy.
二人は同一人物なのです。
The two of them are one and the same.
ノイとアルトを分けて考えることはできません。
Noi and Alt cannot think separately of each other.
今は便宜的にそれぞれの名前で呼んでいますが。
But we are calling them by their own names for convenience sake. For the time being, that is. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can't just brush it aside like that. Well, I had faintly realized I did have a seeking suspicion about it, so I'm not surprised, though. Effie gives me a questioning look. I hold out my palm and continue where I left. And urge her to continue.
天城さん、二人が同一人物であるという意味、本当に分かってますか？
Mr. Amagi, do you truly understand what I mean when I say the two of them are one and the same? That is, the same person? I know, I do. In other words, it's split personalities, right?
いいえ、違います。
No, that's wrong.
二重人格とは一つの体に二つの人格が宿っていることを指しますよね。
A split personality refers to two different personalities in a single body.
けれど、あの子たちの場合は逆なのです。
But it's the other way around for those two.
二つの体に一つの人格が宿っている。
One personality dwells within two bodies.
二重身体とでも言いましょうか。
It's more like split bodies than split personalities. Huh?
ご説明しましょう。いくつか例を挙げます。
I'll explain. Let me give you several examples.
1939年、アメリカのオハイオ州で双子の兄弟が生まれました。
In 1939, in the USA in Ohio, twin boys were born. Effie speaks dispassionately. Sounds like we got a very long conversation ahead of us. So in short, she gives me a very long, bleh. Let me try that again. It was a very long story. In short, it was like this. In 1939, twin boys were born in Ohio, USA. Shortly after they were born, their parents divorced and took them to different families. And for the next 39 years, the two boys lived their own lives without having ever seen each other's faces once. Then one day, the two of them learned they had a twin. And when the twins reunited, they began talking about their past to fill up the blank of 39 years. Then they learned that the two of them, that both of them had shockingly a lot in common. Oh, sorry, I got it wrong earlier. They weren't, the parents didn't divorce, they were adopted. Sorry. First, the both of them had, no, wait, sorry, I was right here. First, the two of them both had a brother that their families adopted. And those brothers both had the same name, Larry. Both of them also, had a dog by the same name, Troy. Both of them had been divorced. Then a few years later, got remarried and had kids. Their first wives' names and their second wives' names were completely the same. And their kids' names were only one letter different. Furthermore, they drove the same kind of car, had done the same kind of jobs, had the same sort of medical history, and had symptoms at about the exact same time. The next story takes place in England. In 1943, similar to the last story, there were twin girls who were separated shortly after they were born. They married only a few months apart from each other, and the names they gave their kids were almost exactly the same. They both raised cats with the same names. They had the same hobbies, and like the same kinds of books, perfumes, and sports. Two of them bought the same kind of diary on the same day, and began keeping it on the same day too, writing it on the same day too. And when they reunited, they both gave each other the exact same stuffed bear as a present. Then there were these brothers born in 1945. Twin brothers born in 1945. When both of them were 7, they both got badly hurt when they were bitten by dogs. Separate dogs. The both of them became guitarists, but at the end of their 19th year, the older brother lost 2 fingers trying to repair a fan belt, and 2 weeks later, the younger brother lost 2 fingers from his right hand. Sorry, no. The older brother lost 2 fingers in his left hand when trying to repair a fan belt. And 2 weeks later, the younger brother lost 2 fingers from his right hand in a car accident. Getting a little bit of slowdown again. Let me see if I can try to fix it. Okay, let's try again. when they were both 33. No, sorry, when he turned 33, the older brother lost his right eye in a car accident, and 8 months later, his younger brother also lost his left eye in an accident. In July 1948, there were twin girls living in Illinois named Alice and Diane. Alice was reading a book at their home when all of a sudden, she felt a sharp pain to the left side of her body, and then felt and grew numb with a burning pain right after that. Right at that exact time, her sister Diane had gotten in a train accident. Diane's body was flung outside the train, and her left side crashed into the ground. Diane survived, but broke 2 of her ribs. Alice was also taken to the hospital after that, and was found to have broken 2 ribs too. Last but not least, concerns 2 twin girls born in Spain, Sylvia and Marta. When they were 5, Sylvia accidentally touched an iron and got a burn on her right hand. At the exact same time, Marta, who was somewhere else altogether, suddenly got intense pain. The pain was also in her right hand, and she got a burn just like Sylvia did. The next day, a scientist conducted an experiment when he learned of this. He put Marta and Sylvia in separate rooms, and when he gave one of them gave one of them a stimulus to see if the other what kind of reaction the other would have when they did that. First, he shined a bright light in Marta's face. At the same time, Sylvia, who was in a different room, squinted her eyes to avoid the brightness. Next, just like in a checkup, he tried hitting Marta's knee with a hammer. Sylvia's leg instinctively went up high in response.
双子には潜在的にこのような能力があるのです。
Twins latently have abilities like this.
能力というか、素質というか、性質というか。
So maybe more accurate to call it disposition instead of ability. Hold on a second. Alright, sorry, back now. Okay, here we go. Sorry to sum up that whole long story you just told me with only a single sentence, but that's a load of crock.
これだけ言っても信じていただけないのですか?
You still don't believe me after everything I've told you? Yeah, it's impossible. There's no proof at all. You can make up any number of stories like that.
強情ですね。
You sure are stubborn. I'm just cautious.
天城さんは電話がかかってくる前にそれを予知したことはありませんか？
Mr. Amagi, have you ever had a time when you predicted a phone call would come before you even got it?
あの人から電話がかかってきそうだと思っていたその矢先、電話のベルが鳴る。
Like you're thinking, like when you're thinking it feels like someone might be a certain person might call you, and right after that you get a phone call from them. Sorry, the phone starts ringing.
あるいは今のように携帯電話が普及する前、電話のベルが鳴っただけで相手が誰なのか分かってしまったとか。
Or back in the era before cell phones were a thing, became a regular thing, where you could tell who was calling just from hearing the ringing of the phone.
現代で言えばメールの例が分かりやすいかもしれません。
In a more modern sense, might be more it might be more relevant to say use a text as an example. Doesn't work anymore nowadays because texts do show the senders now, but oh well.
何ヶ月も連絡を取っていなかった友人に久しぶりにメールを送ろうと思い立つ。
Just when you think about sending a text to someone you haven't contacted in months.
文面を書いているその最中に目当ての友人の方からメールが送られてくる。
And when you're writing that text, typing the text, all of a sudden you get a text from that very same friend.
ありませんか？そういうこと。
Doesn't that sort of thing ever happen? Well, yeah, I mean, once or twice, sure, but there are definite reasons for those. Okay, sorry. Like, I can tell a debt collector is calling me because I'm late on paying them back. Stuff like that.
メールの方はどうです？
And what about texts? That's also just simple coincidences, probably.
偶然？相手とは何ヶ月も連絡を取っていないんですよ。
A coincidence? Even though you haven't spoken to each other in months?
日付も時刻もぴったり重なるなんて、そんなことありえると思いますか？
Do you really think it's possible that you'd happen to contact each other on the exact same day and time? I shrug.
では、こういうのはどうでしょう。誰かと会話をしている時のことです。
Let's use talking to someone as an example.
次に自分が言おうと思って準備していた言葉を相手に先取りされて告げられてしまう。
When the next words you're preparing to say are said by the other person before you can even speak them. That's only because conversations follow their own set of rules. It's not that difficult to predict what someone else is going to say next.
けれど、それが脈絡のない内容であることも多いのです。
There's also many times when you're not talking about common topics.
話題を変えようと思っていたその矢先、タイミングよく相手の方から目的の話題を振ってくれる。
Like when the other person will change the topic just as you're thinking about changing it.
前後の話につながりはないのに、ふとした拍子にポンと思っていた言葉が相手の口から飛び出す。
There's absolutely no link between the words before and after. All of a sudden, the other person will say what was on your mind.
あるでしょ。
Hasn't that ever happened? It's not impossible when someone you're close to. You've known for a long time. You have a general idea of what topics they like and what to say to make them happy. It's the same with them. They know what I want to hear, and you can tell that without me having to say it. So it's not all that strange for us to both have to come up with the same idea of what topic to change. What topics to come up with.
その通りです。
Exactly. Huh?
今の天城さんのご発言はまさにその通りなのですよ。
What you said is absolutely correct. It's exactly what I was looking for.
人間の欲望とは他者の欲望である。
People's desires are other people's desires.
フランスの精神分析学者ジャック・ラカンの言葉です。
Those were the words of the French psychoanalyst Jacques Lacan.
あなたが欲していることや望んでいることは本質的に言えば大文字の他者からの要請に過ぎないものなのです。
Hold on a sec. Sorry, got a bit of a slowdown again. Don't know why this keeps happening during the big explanation part. Sorry it's taking a while, but this is a scientific term I need to look up to make sure I get it right. Okay, should be back now. Alright. What you want and what you desire is essentially nothing more than what's demanded by the Big Other. The Big Other.
ご説明しましょう。
Allow me to explain.
人間はネオテニ養鶏成熟する生き物だと言われています。
Okay. Humans are called creatures of neoteny. In other words, of juvenilization.
ウーパールーパーなどと同じで幼生系のまま生殖器官が発達し繁殖する生き物だということです。
Like the woolly bear and other such creatures, they develop reproductive organs and the reproductive organs grow and propagate while they're still young.
永遠に子供のまま生体になれない動物。
Animals who are forever children, never growing into adults.
ですから他の哺乳類に比べて体毛がとても薄いのです。
That's why they have very little hair compared to other mammals.
生まれたばかりの頃に自立歩行ができないのもこのせいだと考えられています。
It's believed this is also a reason why they can't walk right after they're born.
他の動物は生まれてすぐに立ち上がることができますし、何時間か経てば歩くことも走ることもできるようになりますよね。
Other animals can walk right after they're born and can run several hours later, right?
けれど人間の赤ん坊にはそれはできません。
But human babies can't do that.
神経系が十分に発達する前に未成熟の状態で生まれてくるからです。
It's because they're born in an immature state, before their nerves are properly developed.